Alright, hello and welcome back to my movie reviews. Today is episode 5, day 5. And today I'm going to be covering the 2017 movie Wonder, based on a book. I don't remember who the author is, but I don't think I ever read the book. I remember hearing about it when it came out. I think it was on like a school reading list, but I don't think I ever actually read it. Um, so Wonder is a movie that I just saw, not really knowing much about it, except that there was a kid with a helmet and a messed up face, and that's pretty much really all they showed in the trailers. But trust me, there's a lot more to this movie, and I'm moving my hands, but I'm too close to the camera, so you can't see it. Um, there's a lot more to this movie. There are a lot of side characters, there are a lot of side plots. The movie is actually divided into chapters, sort of, and it tells part of the story from a different character's point of view, and I think there are five of those. There's Augie, who's the main kid. There's his sister, Via. Uh, there's her friend, Miranda. Geez, I can't remember some of the other ones, the other chapters. But there's, I think there's like five of them, and it's divided. The movie's divided. The movie doesn't stay like that for the whole section. It's usually like a 15-minute bit. But I actually really liked the division. It broke up the tone of the movie because it was like different narrators, and it made you see it from different points of view. And from the different points of view, you also get more character development, and you can understand each character better. So when you go back to another section, you're like, oh, well, I know a little bit more about that character. So first things first, review is that, or a summary, there is a kid named Augie Pullman who was born with, I guess, a lot of problems. He says he had like 20 surgeries or something like that, and plastic surgery and stuff, and he's got like his ears are a little messed up, and he's got like scars on his face. It's not. He's honestly not that messed up. I think people exaggerate in the movie, but he does have a little bit of stuff going on with his face, and that's pretty much the premise of the movie. Is that it's difficult having the disabilities that he has, and knowing that he's different, even though he's just a young kid. And he is going to school, real school, for the first time. He was homeschooled up until I think fifth grade, which is when he's first going to school. And in the school, he meets a bunch of kids who become side characters. Jack Will, Julian, his teacher, Mr. Tushman, and Mr. Black, a girl named Summer, who seems like she's going to be a main character, but she only shows up about 3 times, and I did not like that she was kind of pushed to the side, because I think there could have been a lot more about her. But that's just a basic summary, because anything past that gets into like character relationships, which are kind of spoilers. And plus, it's a pretty new movie, so if you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend you go see it. Um, the review shouldn't have any more spoilers in it, though. The movie opens up with an astronaut intro, with Augie jumping on a bed with his space helmet on, and I really liked that. There was some nice music behind that, and it starts off the space motif of Augie really being interested in becoming an astronaut. He has dream sequences where he's decked out in full astronaut suit, and he's bouncing down the halls and always saying he wants to go to the moon and things like that. And it's a nice motif throughout the movie, but sometimes it pulls away from the normal story. I'm not sure if that's really a problem, but uh, there is a lot of insults, kitty insults flying between the characters, um, and I think it worked. The dialogue in this movie is not the best. Sometimes characters have really good kid. They talk like they're actually high schoolers or elementary schoolers. Like Justin, he's actually acts like a high schooler, but then some people like Via and some of the younger kids, they don't talk or act really like actual elementary schoolers, and you can tell it's a script, and it breaks the mood completely. But I'd say overall, characters fit into their slots pretty well, except for Owen Wilson's character, who's Mr. Pullman. He's Augie's dad. He's really just comic relief. I mean, Owen Wilson's not that great a dad character because I mean I just see him as Jedediah from Night at the Museum or the guy from Zoolander. Am I wrong about that? I can't remember. But I just see him as comic relief, and everything he says is pretty much a joke. And even when he's being serious, he ends it with a punchline in it. He's not a very good dad character, but the mom is good. Most the family and the friends are all they're all great actors. I just have a problem with Owen Wilson. There's another thing with the space motif when he's finally going to school. They pull actual audio clips from launches, from spaceship launches. There's something going on upstairs, and I really like that. It built the motif up a little more, and I felt that it made the story a little more cohesive between the dreams of Augie and then real life. One weird thing, Augie really likes Star Wars, so he's always doing lightsaber battles, or he's talking about Chewbacca or Darth Sidious and things like that, and great. But Chewbacca shows up, and Darth Sidious shows up, and it breaks the tone. It's really weird. I don't know. I guess Disney must have made this movie, but I wasn't really paying attention. Uh, but I didn't really like that. Although the him liking Star Wars is fine because he's a kid, and I mean honestly, I still like Star Wars. Um, Jack Will is Augie's best friend in this. He's a really good character actually. I love the kid actor. I really hope he's in more stuff because he did a really great job. But their friendship actually starts off with him cheating off of Augie, and I actually thought that they did the scene really well. Honestly, like a kid would cheat off another paper. They like act really innocent when the teacher's looking, and she turns away, and they get back to it, and it builds up a nice little bond. And I thought that was a great way to start off the relationship. Uh, yeah, there are some predictable story moments where it just is really cliche, or a character does something and you're like, yeah, I've seen that in school type movies hundreds of times, and I mean, it's inevitable, but I really think they could have avoided it because a lot of the movie is pretty different from most child school based movies that I've seen. Um, there are a couple characters, like I said, Summer and his teacher, or Augie's teacher, Mr. Black, and his dog Daisy. They all have big moments, but there isn't character build up to these moments. So I don't know if I would rather them have cut out a character or just remove a scene, but I feel like there's so many characters in this movie. They did a great job with most of them, but there are a few that it just feels tacked on and they didn't really develop them enough, especially with Summer. Um, there is a fight between Augie and Jack Will, which is sort of in the middle, and then they have a resolution at the end, or near the end, where they become friends again, and they do it over Minecraft. And I thought it was cute. I've been playing Minecraft for 6 years or whatever. I thought they did it really well, but I understand there's probably some people who wouldn't like that because it's a little too modern. Um, but it's a good story moment. Let's see. There are a few things like I wish some of the character relationships would have been more complex, like between Augie and Justin. There could have been more development between Miranda and Augie. There could have been more development. Every character has a tie to other characters, but it's sometimes really minor, and I feel like some development from those relationships could have been better. But there are each character does have their own moments. Like Miranda has a moment where she becomes completely unselfish, just basically out of the blue, and well, not really out of the blue. It builds up to it, but it does not feel like a real thing someone would do. I mean, maybe I've just never had someone be that unselfish for me, but this is just a point. I'm not sure. It's not a bad thing, but it just doesn't. To me, it doesn't feel like a realistic story point, although it is a good narrative. Another thing, uh, my uncle, who I watched this with, I watched it with my dad, my uncle, my brother. My uncle, I looked over and I saw him crying like at least 7 times throughout this movie. It's a pretty emotional movie, especially he's a doctor and I'm sure he knows some children who have disabilities like this, and I'm sure he connects a little bit to it. So I thought that, I mean, if it could get him to cry, then it's got to have a little bit of emotional power. Uh, in the end, I really did like this movie. There are a lot of things, good things I didn't really cover. I think I like covering the bad things a little more, but I'm going to tell you that I really did like this movie. Good character development, nice story arcs for most characters. A lot of good cinematography with some panning shots and overheads and time lapses and big scenic shots over New York and bridges and cars going and things like that. And I think they did a really good job on just the general filming of the movie. Um, Although it wasn't anything daring, they didn't step outside any kind of boundary with it. But there is nothing really inherently terrible about this movie. And I saw some reviews online where people were just saying it was boring or things like that. I mean, it really depends on preference for this. If you like more emotional movies or more character based movies, then you will like this movie. But if you're looking for something with more comedy, this isn't. There's some comedy, but it's just quips and it's not the focus. So, all in all, I'm gonna say I give Wonder an 8.8 out of 10. And I would really recommend it for anyone who likes slower paced movies. So that'll do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more daily videos, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye.